What up? It's Sam with some car audio troubleshooting. About a week and a half ago, I bought this sub/amp. It's a duo, has both of them included in it. Basically, it's a what do you call it? Kind of like a hybrid. So we got the impedance is 4 ohms, the sensitivity is 91 decibels, frequency 550 hertz to 20 kHz. And initially, we have the ground cable, 12 volts plus. REM/remote. Remote is going into the radio head over here. RCA cables are also connected down here. That's also for the power as well. And last week, I was driving this baby around, the truck, of course, and I had power to the amp/sub, but it wasn't actually giving me any kind of sound. So I had tried to put the grounding cable in different areas. I tried this bolt under here to blow the glove department. Did not work. Then I tried this one right here. That was a no-go. I had power both times, but I had no sound coming out of it. Then I switched up here, and finally, we had power and sound like we're supposed to have. As you can see, turn the key on, power goes on. More importantly, sound goes on the way it's supposed to. So, one of the things I measured on when I was doing my troubleshooting was the inbound to the subwoofer amps, and I was only getting like 0.03 amps or 0.03 milliamps, which is obviously is nothing compared to what it needs to get juice-wise. So if you have the problem with your sub/amp in the feature of you're not getting any amps, any power to it, no juice to it, check your ground. It's most likely a ground problem. Also, check the wiring connections here, as I've had to redo these connections. Also, my problem was not wire connections at all. I was just doing that because it was part of troubleshooting. But when you have a problem, if it's not a grounding problem, like I said, mine was a grounding problem. One of the ways I fixed my grounding problem or found out what it was I obviously changed to 2 to 3 different spots. And in the past, I'd say 6 minutes when I actually found the solution to it, what I was doing was I was taking the bare wire as it was on the connection right here, this little round piece, and I was putting that on different areas in the truck to see which part was, because I noticed that once I moved the ground wire at all, when I was loosening it from down there, I was getting a signal. I was getting some noise on my actual subwoofer. So once I realized that once I was loosening it, I was getting some noise that told me it was a ground fault. It was a ground wiring problem. So once I was moving my ground to different spots, this one right here obviously is the most conductive, and it is metal. And that was one of my problems. It was like I said, rookie mistake, but make sure that your grounding spot is actually a ground. Meaning if there's no paint on it, it's just bare. Because I think down here, where I was trying it earlier, I think this might be painted metal. So I think that was probably a problem, is that the paint was interfering with the conductivity of the actual metal. Same thing over here, I think, but I can't tell because it looks like it's the same kind of paint down here, or bare metal down here, but I don't know. Maybe it's this part up here is flatter. I'm not sure why this area is conducting and this area is not conducting, but I'm thinking maybe it was flatter, and being more flat, I was able to get a good conductivity on it. But the good news is the amp is now working, so I'm done troubleshooting this baby. She is working now. So this video is just for anyone else out there who has, this is a 96 4Runner 4-cylinder manual transmission. So this amp literally took me, I'd say, about a week, maybe a couple weeks to really figure out what the problem was. But now that I know what the problem is, I'm making this video so that if anyone else out there ever has this problem, they don't spend weeks like I did trying to figure it out. And I was looking at YouTube videos. I was going everywhere trying to figure it out. I busted out my multimeter. I was checking for continuity in the wires. I was checking the voltage on the wires, the amps on the wires, the resistance on the wires. I checked the subwoofer itself. I checked the connections on the subwoofer. So it was quite a process. But like I said, this video, I'm going to keep it under 6 minutes. This video is just for anyone who's out there who might have the similar problems I was having, and hopefully save them time that I was not able to save. But that's kind of how history is. Like, we do things in our current reality, and then hopefully those of us that figure shit out, make shit simpler, put videos out there on YouTube and other sources, that way people who are having problems future-wise can relate to these things and save themselves time. So hopefully this video helps.